Hi, this is Colin from Watch Off the Cuff, and I'm going to demonstrate the use of a roller for fixing a screwdriver that is completely gnarled up. We'll do maybe a close of it before we start. The tips of these get chewed up and broken, and then this tool here will allow us to place the screwdriver inside of it and then roll it back. You can sharpen a screwdriver. Maybe we'll just do that first. You can sharpen a screwdriver that's been distorted by literally just finding the flat by feel and running it back and forth. It does take a little bit of practice to do it. So the process would be you would go through and keep those each side parallel to each other, and then keep the flat on each side. And then when you were done, you would hold this up parallel and you would run it like this to recreate a flat edge. And of course, that it isn't a pinpoint. We want to have it come in on in a V, and then we want the very bottom of flat because it's going to sit. That flat needs to sit in the bottom of that screw slot. Anyway, so let's put this in here. We'll show the basic operation, maybe at least for setting this up. So we've got this Horotec here. This is the Horotec MSA01.500. What we'll do is we'll place the screwdriver in here, and the idea here is we need to. And what I typically do is I hold here. I open up, press this so I've got some loose, and then I wiggle the screwdriver around until I can feel it finding the flat on the stone there. So we do it that way, and then now when we flip it over, we don't have to worry about keeping parallel for this portion. But what I'm going to quickly do, I'm just going to put my loop on, try to do it outside of the camera. Maybe we're going to see it, maybe we won't. Find the flat there. And then we want to make sure that to get the angle, I'm going to move this back and forth into the thing. So just going to take a quick look. That looks pretty good. So anyway, so now the process would be we run this back and forth. I'm on a combination India stone. The other one is a medium, and this is fine. Usually the fine is good. This is a 1mm screwdriver, so we're going to work on the flat. Now, if I zoom in, you will see how marred up the end of this screwdriver is, which happens. They'll get twisted, they can break off. You can see it's not even parallel. This is one thing, if you buy an inexpensive set of screwdrivers, the tips are poorly honed, so quite often this flat edge thing is tilted, and then when you go to use it, it will slip out of the head of the screwdriver. So then you can turn around and we can go this until we get this nice refinished bit. Before I started doing it, it doesn't take long because again, it's only in this case a 1mm screwdriver. It doesn't take long. I'm just gonna bring it up to my eye of the camera quickly and just see how we're doing on it. It doesn't take long since it's a 1mm screwdriver to get that cleaned up. But that end, I can see my finger here, is still pretty marred up. So we're going to continue to just give this another go here. Flip it around. Patience is a good idea. I'm just going to quickly check that. And we're looking pretty good. So now we've got this. If we take a look at the side here with my finger there, you can see it. We've got a parallel on either side, but it is moved away from the camera so you can get it into better focus. It's basically a knife edge right now. So then I'm just going to zoom out again. Let me. And then now we can take this, and I'm just going to hold it parallel like this, and I'm going to run it this way, one way, and I'm going to flip it around, do it the other way. And then we can check to see whether we've got a nice tip on there. We're looking much better now. And then when we look here, if we go close up again, we should see that we've got it's now parallel with the end. And it's difficult to now what can sometimes happen is we get a little bit of a burr on it. So so what we can do instead is I have a sheet of sandpaper. If I flip it around, you can see that I start at 400, 800, 1200, 2500. And then with this on this board, what I can do is I can just give it a quick finish, for example, and I can run it on here. And then clean it up. I talked about in another video, sometimes I just do a last this way just in case there's a little bit of a burr on the edge. And now we've got that screwdriver back in shape because over time you are going to mar them. And instead of buying replacement blades all the time, you could just give it a quick dress up. And this Horotec tool, the MSA01.500 screwdriver sharpening tool, can help. You can, if you don't have it, you can do it by hand. It just takes a little more practice to keep the angle correct and keep them parallel when you're flipping from side to side. Anyway, thanks for watching. Until next time, cheers.